In the face of a life-changing disease, a Canadian family took a trip that covered 3 continents and 13 countries. It is now the subject of the wonderful new documentary, Blink.
We asked them, if you can do any activity anywhere in the world, what you want to do.
See a sunrise on a mountain, make friends in other countries.
After 3 of their children were diagnosed with a rare eye disease that will lead to them losing most of their eyesight, Edith Lemay and Sébastien Pelletier set off on a journey to give them lasting visual memories. And here with us this morning is Edith and Sébastien to discuss their film. Good to see you both again. It's been a couple of years since we checked in, and I'm excited to see and talk to you both about how this trip went. The famous bucket list was the guide for your trip, where you asked your kids. There's Mia, who's 13, Leo, who's 11, Colin, who's 9, and Laurent, who's 7, what they wanted to do. So how many items were on that list, and did you cross them all off?
I don't know how many items.
There were quite a few.
Probably 20. But the thing is with a bucket list like that is the more you travel, you check a lot, but you add a lot as well on the list. So we checked most of them, but there's still a lot left.
Edith, when we first spoke, I just remember being so impressed with your logistics, because you were not only planning a trip for this many people, but you're also going to educate your kids on this trip as well. Now that you are back, and there were so many amazing moments, what's life like for your family now?
Well, for the kids is great.
Back to normal.
They're happy to be back at school. For the parents, it was a little tougher to go back to everyday life.
Yeah, I imagine that loss of sort of spending all that time and learning alongside your kids. That, I think, is the parts that give me the most chills, is seeing those moments when you teach your kids multiplication times tables or learning new words. How did you manage balancing homeschooling with this joy of experiential travel?
It wasn't easy, I think, but we did it. They learned so much on the road. Then we kept a little time for French and maths. And we worked in different places with school book, but it went fine. They went back to school, and it was really easy to follow with the other kids.
Oh man, I can't imagine them going back to a classroom setting after having the world as their classroom. Your kids also make a lot of friends along this trip, whether it was like Bella the dog in the Himalayas or meeting some friends playing soccer, which is beautiful to see. What was the most meaningful connection they made along the way? What are the moments they still talk about?
It's hard to say. There's not one, and there's quite a few. We had an amazing experience in Nepal. We had an amazing experience in the Amazon forest in Ecuador. We met so many incredible people. It's hard to keep a tally. We're still in contact with a few of them, and every time it's a magical moment. So kids be kids, and they just enjoy the present moment. So.
Are there ever times when you're sitting around having a meal, like breakfast or something, and like, oh, remember when we did X, Y, Z?
Many times.
Really, very often. Yeah. Especially when we look at pictures. And if we open the, the picture book, they start oh, this and this and this. I'll remember that.
Not to mention the fact that their journey is now in theaters. I mean, what an experience for your kids. Do you have any other travel plans?
Not short term, obviously it's something that we did before we had the kids. We did with the kids, and this incredible journey. We're still reeling into coming back, and now we'll think about what's next. But it's a little back to earth.
Well, actually, in November we've been invited to go see the polar bear in Churchill, so that's our next trip.
That's on my bucket list. I'm going to come with you. All right. You can see their incredible story. And great to talk to you both again. Thanks for coming back. Blink is in theaters right now. Edith and Sébastien, wonderful to see you again.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.